Hey everybody, it's me, Mo, and I'm here for a motivational moment. I wanted to come to you all and just kind of give you some feedback on some things that I did and some things that I felt and just some things that I'm trying to achieve. So, last week I decided when I came home because I have two trees in my backyard that have really been annoying me for months, and they probably more than months because they've become overgrown, and I just didn't know what to do about these trees. I had a chainsaw, a little mini chainsaw that I got off of Amazon. However, I never bought the oil to go in it, so I never used it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get this oil. So I finally went to the store and I bought the oil for the chainsaw so that my chains wouldn't get all dried out or whatever they do. You know, I'm not the most handy person, but I just didn't want to not follow all the instructions. So I went and bought this oil and I put it in the chainsaw. I came home from work, still in my work clothes and everything. Came outside with this little mini chainsaw and started cutting some branches off of these trees because I was so annoyed and I had been putting it off for so long that I finally just decided I'm going to do it. Still had my work clothes on, had my sandals on. It was dress down day, so I had on jeans, but I had on like this lace top. And oh my God, when I got out there and started cutting and things started falling, and then I looked down on the ground and I saw all these bugs, that wasn't my ministry. So, what I did was I went inside the house. I found me an old family reunion t shirt. I kept my jeans on and I put me some sneakers on. Came back outside and I got to it and I started hacking these limbs. And I felt like I was so empowered every time I cut off a limb on that tree, even though it's a little sad to cut the limbs off the trees. However, it was needed. So, these trees were so overgrown. They had been growing. They're not old trees. My house may be 20 years old, so they're not old trees, but they were probably here when the house was built. So the trees are probably 20 years old, but they had never been trimmed since I've been in this house. So I went and I started cutting these limbs after I changed my clothes, and it just gave me a release because I have a beautiful view in my backyard, but I was not able to see that view anymore. It was one of the selling points of my home when I purchased it, but I wasn't able to see that when these trees became overgrown. So, as I cut these limbs, I had this overwhelming feeling of accomplishment. So I continued and I dragged as many of these limbs to the curb as I could so that our trash pickup or our county would come and take those limbs away with their truck. They come like once or twice a month. I don't even know the schedule because I don't even do yard work. That's just how bad it is. I'm sorry. I'm not bougie, but I apologize. I have a lawn guy. But anyways, I decided I was going to cut these trees and it was going to be me. I wasn't going to hire someone to do it. I was going to do it myself. And I came out here and I cut these limbs and I felt so good about it. So I dragged so many limbs. It felt like a million limbs, y'all. I dragged so many limbs out to the curb for them to come and pick them up. But I was exhausted and there were so many limbs left in the backyard. And I said, I'm just going to burn these things. I can't do this. I can't deal with this. I can't drag another limb to this curve. And I was just pouring down with sweat. It has been so hot here, like in the hundreds with the heat index. Like we keep getting these alerts like it's 111 degrees with the heat index. It is crazy. So anyways, I dragged as many as I could to the curb. However, I left a stack in the back, and it's still a pretty big stack, and it's still here. It's been about 5 days since I cut these limbs, so they are still here looking in my face. But after I cut the limbs, like I said, I felt amazing. I felt so accomplished. I felt like I had just conquered the world. So I tell you what, the next morning I get up to come and make me some breakfast because I'm up early, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling accomplished, and I come and I make me some breakfast and I look out my window, I open my back door to kind of let some sunshine in, and as soon as I look out the window and look out the door, all I see is these limbs that I left in my backyard. Jesus, take the wheel. Okay, so that just took all of my helium out of my balloon. So I'm telling y'all, when I looked out that window and I saw those limbs stacked up back here, I was so deflated. It was horrible. So I came outside in my bathrobe and I started trying to pull the limbs over to the side so I couldn't see them from the window or from my back door, like over to the side of the yard, the backyard, so I couldn't see them so they wouldn't give me like this low feeling. Oh my God, I don't know what I was doing. That limb was so heavy. It was ridiculous. It was so heavy. I moved one limb. I'm going to show y'all the stack in just a second, but I got to finish telling the story before I show y'all what I did. So I dragged that one little limb and I got exhausted just from that one limb. And it had already been hot. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. It was already beaming out here. I was already about to start sweating. And I'm like, I can't do this again today. I need some retail therapy or something. I just felt like I needed a getaway. So I dragged that one little limb and then I went back in the house and proceeded to making me some breakfast. And then I went and got me some retail therapy because I was so disappointed in all the work that I had done. And then I looked at this pile of branches in the back and I was like, I felt like I didn't do anything. But I need to give myself some grace. I did do something. I accomplished cutting these trees, cutting these limbs, not cutting the trees, but cutting the limbs off the trees and just kind of shaping it up a little bit. And that was a big accomplishment. Once I get rid of these limbs and burn them or get rid of them, put them on the curb, whatever I decide to do with them, I think I'm going to burn them. But once I do that, oh my gosh, the feeling that I'm going to have, the accomplishment, I'm probably going to start decorating. I'm going to start doing stuff where I can look and enjoy my view more often. I'm going to have my windows open all the time. I'm going to have my door open all the time. And so I think that it's just going to be like a relief. But while these branches are back here, Lord, y'all take a look at this. Look at this stack of branches. And look, that's the one lonely branch that I dragged over to the side because I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. But look at this stack. See, they starting to die because they've been here about 5 days now, detached from these trees. There's one tree. And there's the other tree. And there's my burn bin that I purchased so that I can burn these leaves because I was like, I can't do this and I cannot drag these things out to the curb. It was just team too much. So this stack has to go. So I am going to cut these up. I'm going to burn them and I think it'll be symbolic. I think that it'll be symbolic of all the things in my life that I have cluttered that I want to get rid of. All the things that I hold on to or that I try to push to the side so no one sees them. I want to use this as a metaphor or as a way for me to say, this is this part of my life that I'm going to burn, that I'm going to get rid of, that I'm going to disintegrate to make things fresh and to make things new. So I'm going to use this as a symbolic moment to refresh my attitude, to refresh my spirit, to get me on a better in a better headspace. And so I'm really excited about doing this, and I know that once I do it and then I start looking at this view back here, it's going to be so, oh my gosh, y'all, it's gonna feel so good. I know it already because after I cut those branches, the feeling that I felt, I want that feeling back. And I know that once I get rid of these branches and I'm actually able to see my backyard and not have these branches piled up interrupting my view, oh my God, I'm just trying to tell y'all, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And I'm really excited about it. And I just wanted to share this with you all because I know that sometimes you all go through things, whether you may have some clutter in your house, some clutter on your desk, or even like if you have a junk drawer, just cleaning out that one thing can help boost your energy level, can help boost your attitude, and you just never know where it'll lead you. One thing, just one step at a time, one small move. If I do this one thing, it could motivate me to do some things inside my house or to do some things outside my house that I don't normally do, that I just let sit and I procrastinate and I just let it sit there and don't do anything about it. But this is my motivational moment to actually do something about these things that I let go for a long period of time. So I wanted to motivate you all because I have to motivate myself. So I'm sharing this journey with you all so that you all can see the phases that I go through, the things, the challenges that I face, and how I overcome them. So I just wanted to share this with you all. And I hope that it's able to motivate you because it motivates me. Y'all be good, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks. Bye.